At the beginning of the show, we were talking about this idea of ghosting, but not only just ghosting, but ghosting if you put in for a job or you're supposed to show up at a job. Apparently, the job market is just going so strong now that recruiters and employers are noticing this trend. So people are just ghosting out of their interviews, even blowing off work. For example, USA Today reports that one business in California has had 65 job candidates not show up for their interviews just in the last couple of months.
Wow.
What? I know, I know. What? The USA Today article also says that some businesses are reporting 20 to 50% of interviewees and employees are blowing off their interview or their jobs. And get this, more and more people are actually accepting job offers, but then not showing up on the first day.
That is insane.
Well, someone had a better offer, I guess. I don't know. But what about integrity?
Exactly.
Okay, so the reason for this, the unemployment rate in May hit this 18-year low, so more jobs are available. Ghosting is happening across all industries, but USA Today says the biggest issues are happening with lower paying jobs in construction, truck driving, and manufacturing. And some companies are responding to this by actually changing their interview process by bringing in a bunch of people at once. And they said that just gives people a sense of competition. And then another thing some of the companies are doing is making, like if you have the interview, saying, okay, you start in a couple days versus you start in 2 weeks. And then you're not, I know, it's
I mean, I guess the strangest thing to me is that you never know who you're going to see again, right? Or who's going to remember you. Especially in this business, right? You can come across the same person at a different job in a different location. So if I'm trying to hire somebody and I remember that you ghosted me on the interview, what's the likelihood I'll hire you again?
But,
or call you back for an interview.
So I'm trying to think about this in an employee's standpoint. If you're like, okay, I'm right out of school, I got to get my job, I got 4 interviews, great, I'm going to go on all of them, and then you get 2 offers. I guess the respectable thing to do for them just not showing up, that's not cool. You got to at least tell the employer you're not going to be there. But if you have your choices, you obviously want to give yourself the best position to move forward. But that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be telling them that they're not going to be working for them or not showing up. That's just disrespectful.
People remember that behavior.
They do.
They absolutely do. But on the flip side of things, right, I should say I've never not shown up when I said I was going to show up. I've always shown up when I'm supposed to show up. But how many times do you put out like your resume or you know put out your application and you get nothing back from a business? You know, it just like goes in the internet and then just stays there. You know, and you're like, can I get a confirmation that someone saw this?
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Just saying.
So you're saying this may be a little bit of a clapback.
A little bit, where you're like, oh, the job market's great. Okay.
So I have a question. What word did we use before the word ghosting? Like,
disappearing.
I
know.
Not showing up.
I just love how
flaky.
Yeah, flaking out, maybe.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, you guys never flake out because you're always texting us during the show. We appreciate it. In fact, we've gotten one text on this particular topic. Someone said, just had a new employee show up for 7 days and then disappeared. Super frustrating. It takes a lot of time and money to hire people. I don't understand this trend or behavior.
Yeah, I agree.
And you were saying those industries that are more susceptible to that. I've got a couple of family members who have their own business, whether it's floor covering or construction work, and they say the hardest thing about their industry is finding a reliable employee to stick with them because people are always moving on. So it is hard for people who have their own businesses too.
Yeah.